to University of Alabama football with Gene Stallings. Brought to you by Golden Flake Snack Foods. One taste and you're stuck on Golden Flake. By Coca-Cola and your local Coca-Cola bottler. Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the feeling. By Lakes Meats. When it's Lakes, it's gone. By AmSouth. Our people make life more rewarding. By Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, the caring company. And by 10K Thirst Quencher. Finally, a thirst quencher that actually tastes great. And now, with Coach Gene Stallings, here's John Forney.
Hello and welcome to the Coach Gene Stallings Show to talk about Alabama versus Georgia yesterday afternoon at Sanford Stadium. Coach, third week, third heartbreaking loss for the team.
Really was. I thought the guys played hard. They did. You know, something good's going to happen to them eventually, and people ask from time to time, how's their spirits and so forth. Their spirit's good for losing 3 games in a row, and I don't think they deserve any criticism either. If there's any criticism, let it be aimed at me.
Well, I'll say this. I was certainly impressed with it. It was a gorgeous sunset driving away from Athens. I wanted it to be a lot sweeter. But the people along the way wearing the crimson and white were waving to the team, and I had a good crowd when we got back here to the airport.
Well, it was, and I appreciated them being out there to meet the team. It was a good bunch, and that makes the players feel a little bit better, and made me feel good, too.
Seemed like they had that spirit, and so we'll take a look at the game and talk a little bit more later on.
Good crowd. You know, it rained the night before the game, but it was a grass field, and I thought the field was in excellent shape. We won the toss. We elected to receive. They had a good, strong-legged kicker, and he kicks the ball over here, and Prince picks it up and gets the ball on out to pretty good field position. So we start the ball off pretty good. In fact, we had one drive that went 17 plays. One drive went about 13. Here's the first play of the game. Chris Anderson's carrying the ball, and he's going to be a fine back. I thought all of our backs ran pretty hard. Didn't make much. They started out... We eventually had to kick the ball. We started out playing defense pretty well. They completed this pass. We were a little off the receiver, and it was a third down situation. The linebacker actually overran the play. Charlie Gardner making the tackle.
Just a great play by Eric.
Yeah, it really is. On the backside, they were going to run the boot, and I thought that Eric was very alert right there, and Spencer was very alert. We did a pretty good job playing their bootlegs. Here we are. Trapping for a trap, and that's Eric Curry again. He's going to be a good football player. Our entire defensive front's playing pretty good. Here we're faking the play action, going to the strong side and throwing the ball back over to Donnie Finkley on the other side of the field. I think Gary hit 9 different receivers during the game. Here we threw the screen pass pretty well, getting the ball out to Kevin Turner, and Kevin caught a number of passes as he ran pretty well. Running the draw play, I thought the draw play was a good play for us. We made enough yardage, as one of the players said in the interview, to win the game. We had like 20-something first downs, they're 14. Here we are. Both our fullbacks ran hard. Smart and Houston carrying the ball there. Watch these plays. We're running up and down the field, and we're doing good enough.
Looks like it just to be counted up.
It really is. That's Derek Lassick, and several of their backs ran. I thought that Phillip Doyle kicked the ball extremely well on field goals. Made a couple of tackles on kickoff coverage, actually. Anyway, we had 3-0. Kick off the ball to them and go down, and they were trying to get the ball to the outside, and we didn't do as good a job covering, and here we get a roughing call right there that advanced the ball on down 15 yards. So it gave them good field position to start off with. But there again, time after time, I thought our defense rose to the occasion. That's Derek Golden tipping the ball. They didn't do much. We held them. They punted the ball. Man, nobody hates you worse than the kid. But nevertheless, it put us in bad shape. He still didn't come out with a touchdown.
That's right. Defense hanging there.
They really did. They did a pretty good job holding them so we can come out with a field goal. When we fumbled a punt, came up with just giving them a field goal, and I thought we dominated the first quarter. And as you'll see, the second quarter, we've got it now 1st and goal down on the 30-yard line. It's coming out, and this is a fine catch for Robert Jones. he was running hard and catching the ball and advancing that thing right on down. I just knew we were going to come away with a touchdown in this particular drive.
That Robert runs low and hard.
That's right. I mean, he gets everything he could to put it in, and then we put it in the end zone. Actually, we run 2 plays. We run the same play twice and scored second go around, and now we're ahead 10-3.
Philibert adds the extra point, 10-3 for the Crimson Tide in the second quarter. And Georgia comes back with the defense.
We had a linebacker in the wrong gap right there. We were a little mixed up on what we were doing defensively, and we took the wrong gap, and they ran a little fast-hitting play and cost us a little bit. Now, right here, we just missed a tackle at the line of scrimmage. They had some good runners. They've got the ball down here now on the, look like around the 12, 13-yard line with a pretty good drive going. Boy, this was a crucial play right here. They fumbled the ball. We recovered it in the end zone. We had a late substitution. We had 12 men on the field, and they started off the ball first and goal on about the 3, and we hold them.
Still, the defense did a
yeah, I thought they did. They just an outstanding job. Right here, they're holding them again. Now it's second and goal on the 1. It's a little play-action pass right here, and Derek Oden gets back in here and tips the ball right there, knocks it out of his hand, and makes a good play. And there again, we dodged the bullet again. Now they come away with another field goal, but it should have been our ball out on the 20 coming in this direction. He shouldn't have had anything.
What it should have been.
Now the score is 10-6. Offensively, you see we'll be moving the ball again. Here we are throwing the screen pass this time to the halfback. We threw the screens both to the fullback and the halfback several times during the afternoon. Good run right in here. I thought he runs into the referee right there. I thought the umpire, I thought he was going to score.
He had a good hit of steam.
Chris Anderson was running hard and bumped into him, and he might not have scored, but I thought he was going to. Another good play there, but Derek catching the ball, and he stepped out of bounds before he made the first down.
And that is the end of the first half of play at Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia on Saturday. Alabama leading the Georgia Bulldogs. The second half is coming up, and we'll be back with that right after these messages.
Coach Gene Stallings on winners.
It's easy to spot the winners because they put 100% into everything that they do. They want to be the best. And it's easy to spot the winners when you shop for snacks. Just look for Golden Flake.
And you can be a winner, too, in the Golden Flake Football Van Sweepstakes. Look for details where you shop for Golden Flake for your chance to win a fully customized van.
You're always a winner with Golden Flake.
In Taste Test, 10K Thirst Quencher went toe-to-toe against Gatorade. And in round after round, Gatorade drinkers preferred the great taste of 10K Thirst Quencher. So reward yourself with the delicious taste of 10K. It beat Gatorade, and it will beat your thirst.
American golf legend Arnold Palmer, always charging from tee to green. Winner of over 80 tournaments. No one matches his winning style. A man of impeccable timing. Arnie relies on his 18-karat gold Rolex Tridor Day Date.
Alabama's oldest official Rolex jeweler is Bromberg's. Well, Coach Stallings, we had the lead at the halftime, and as you took the halftime break with the coaches and players, what were some of the things you discussed?
Well, one of the things right prior going out to the half was what we wanted to do, whether or not we wanted to kick off or defend a particular end. We won the choice at the beginning of the game. We took the ball, and now they were going to take the ball at the beginning of the third quarter, but I didn't want to give them the ball and the win, so we kicked off with the win, trying to make something out of the third quarter. So we started off needing to take advantage of the wind behind us.
And there was a pretty good breeze at Sanford Stadium, and we saw one of the punts from Georgia hang in the air like that.
Here, Phillip is kicking it off, and he ends up making this tackle. You know, he's not the least bit timid. He comes over here, and he right there, he makes a pretty nice tackle. I just hate to see our kicker. There he is, 17, getting up, making the tackles on kickoffs. But we got other people down there for it. I felt like we needed to stop them, get some field position, right off, get the ball to our offense with the wind behind us, and here they are coming out, and they throw this particular play. We're in a semi-blitz right there, and their cornerback was a little off of him, but they caught the ball, went on down, had to eventually kick, but we didn't have as good a field position as I wanted. Played 3 or 4 running backs in the game. Another screen over to our halfback, and Chris makes a good catch on the ball and again moves it on out to about 12 yards and makes the first down.
Looked like he had a good block from Robinetto.
Yeah, he did. We're cutting him pretty good. Here's another boot to where he fakes it and comes right on back, and he hits Donnie Finkley. And Gary, with the exception of one time, we had pretty good success with that particular play. Here he is running another draw play to our fullbacks. And fullbacks ran the ball pretty well. Kevin Turner carrying that particular one about 14, 15 yards. Another boot, and he comes across in here and he gets a tight end coming across. That's Mon Russell. Now we got the ball down on about the 35, and that wind's behind us, and I felt like we need to take it on in for a score. Picks up a key first down.
Another good run by Robert.
Yeah, here he is. He's running pretty hard. You see, we got that ball down on around the 12 or 13-yard line. We need to take it on in for a score. Made a first down on that particular play.
Second effort.
Good running again by Robert. Ball's down on the 6. But
we got a penalty on it.
Yeah, we got an illegal procedure that caused us to kick field goals, and that's 13. You know, rather than 17, and all those things make a difference at the end.
13-6 at the end of the third quarter. Alabama still moving the ball offensively very well, and had some fine defensive plays all along the way. Again, the fourth quarter, the Lady Luck was fickle to us, and well, we'll get to that fourth quarter right after these messages from our good sponsor.
You can support the Crimson Tide by purchasing officially licensed Alabama souvenirs. When you see this label, you know you can be sure of the quality and that a portion of the proceeds will go to support the university's academic scholarship program and the Paul Bryant Museum. So show your Crimson pride by purchasing only the officially licensed Alabama souvenirs.
Fourth quarter coming up. Alabama leading by 7, 13-6. Still a lot of football going on at Sanford Stadium for the Crimson Tide in Georgia.
Yeah, here's a good trap right there. We put a little pressure on the quarterback. In fact, we trapped him 5 times there, and our quarterback was trapped a couple of times. And statistically, we were doing things good enough to win. You know, we get ahead by 10 points with about 10 minutes to go in the game. Here's another screen over to our fullback. You see, we were having a lot of success with that play. Got the ball out to the 40-yard line.
Good hard running back, Kevin. And here's a play you want to talk about.
Yeah, this is reverse right in here, and that's Prince Wembley. I thought, from my vantage point, he may score right there. And it seems like any time we have a guy that runs reverse, things happen to him. Last play of the game, he was injured and had another cruciate ligament injury, and he's out for the year. This is a great field goal kick right here. This is a 47-yarder into the wind. Puts us ahead 16-6.
I believe that could have been a 57.
Yeah, he kicked the ball extremely well. Here we got the ball back on the 30-yard line and didn't get much out of this particular play. There was a time or two where we just needed a first down or two to kill some time, run some time off the clock. We didn't do it. That's a key catch right there by Cole. Get the ball out to the 50. We just take it on down there and get another point. Didn't do it. Got to punt the ball. Not much pressure on that one. We didn't kick the ball very far. we didn't gain a whole lot of real estate in the kicking game. Here we are, needing to stop them. We need to get that ball back. They run a screen, they catch us in a zone, and it was a pretty good play on their part right there. We missed that tackle. We eventually get him, but I think that play picked up 15 to 16 yards. At that time, 15 to 16 yards was crucial.
It was big.
Another completed pass right here. Now they're getting the ball down the 30-yard line. We need to make a play.
It's a big play here, Coach.
Yeah, it is. The guy runs in here pretty hard, and we have a missed tackle there, and a missed tackle there, and he gets the ball on down around the 3-yard line. And he puts the ball in. He makes really a fine run, and he scores. It wasn't a very good defensive effort, really, on our part by some of the guys. But anyway, this next play, they go for 2, which I thought was a good play for Georgia. They ran a toss as Efren forced him, and the tight end blocked and slipped out, and they caught the ball, put him at 16-14. Now, they're in a position where a field goal will win for them. And I thought it was a good play on Georgia's part. It was a good decision to go for 2 at that time, I thought also. Crucial play right there.
That was a 3rd and 12 and
yeah,
17.
That was 3rd and 12, and some of our players thought there was a little movement. I think we slowed down, and we were refereeing a little bit more than we were tackling. But it was a crucial play. They take the ball on down. We do a pretty good job of stopping it. That was a 3rd and maybe like a 1, but we held them, and they came in and kicked the field goal. And they had a good field goal kicker also. Kicked the ball relatively low, but anyway, he drove it through there, and he puts them ahead 17-16. I still think we're going to win the football game. You know, we get the ball down to around the 50-yard line with a minute to play and 3 timeouts. They were completing it out to around the 42. They got a costly penalty that helped us on the kickoff. Here he scrambles out a little bit, completes this pass to Russell. Now we got the ball right now on basically the 50-yard line, and we've got a minute to play. This is the last play of the game right here. It's where Prince gets injured, and of course it was all over. We had to use up 1 or 2 of our timeouts, and when they intercepted that pass, the game was over.
So it's Georgia 17-16 for the 2nd week in a row. The Bulldogs pulling out by 1. They won last week 18-17, this week 17-16. Our next opponent, Coach, Vanderbilt, had a big win yesterday up in Nashville as they took on and beat the Bengal Tigers.
It was a big win for them. Anytime you beat LSU anywhere, you're doing a good job. And I haven't had an opportunity to start studying them yet, but I will Sunday afternoon, and our work will be cut out for us, but there's not a doubt in my mind that the players won't continue to give every effort they got. I think
so, too. I really have talked to some of them on the plane coming back last night, and they still got a lot of heart, and they really do want to make a year out of it.
Disappointing loss. There's no question about that, and we've got to help them every way that we can.
Okay, we talked to some of the young men right after the game, and let's see that right now.
Well, you know, we've played well all 3 losses. I feel like the offense played pretty good. Defense played well again. We're not doing what it takes to win. It seems like we're just finding a way to lose. For the 3 weeks in a row, I think we lost by 4, 1, and 3. We just got to come back next week and work harder.
And no, it doesn't get any easier at all in the SEC. That's where it's always going to be, and we got to keep plugging. I mean, we're playing hard. I mean, we're moving the ball well enough to win, making a mistake here and there. Penalties are killing us. Maybe one day we're going to get it all put together one day.
It's just a stroke of bad luck, is the way I'm saying it. Our luck's bound to change. We got to eliminate a few of the errors and start coming through on the big plays in the 4th quarter.
Coach Gene Stallings on tradition.
Winning traditions don't just happen. They come from players who want to win so badly that they can taste it. Another Southern team that built a winning taste into a tradition is Golden Flake.
Golden Flake has been supporting winning programs for over 60 years. Be a part of that winning tradition in the Golden Flake Football Van Sweepstakes. Look for details where you shop for Golden Flake.
Be a part of the winning tradition with Golden Flake.
The Alabama Sports Networks is pleased to announce a new way for all Alabama fans to stay up to the minute with Alabama athletics and help some great Alabama charities at the same time. Now dial 1-900-646-BAMA for daily practice updates, coaches reports, and live broadcasts. The cost is 95 cents for the first minute and 85 for each additional minute. A portion of the proceeds will go to the Alumni Association, Special Olympics, and the Alabama Child Caring Foundation. Don't forget 1-900-646-BAMA.
Bold, delicious, icy cold. It's the real thing, and there's never been anything like it until now. Introducing caffeine-free Coca-Cola Classic with the real cola taste you expect. It is the real thing, only caffeine-free. Coca-Cola Classic and now caffeine-free Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing.
Well, Coach Stallings, we talked about the upcoming Vanderbilt game, number 4 on the slate for 1990. Do you have any particular different changes that you might be making as far as practice is concerned?
Well, not particularly in practice. We'll have to change some personnel around a little bit. You know, we'd wanted to move Lamont over to the wide receiver, and we'll have to do something now that Prince has operated on Sunday, and so now he's out for the year, and his mother was at the game, and she was naturally concerned, and hopefully she's going to be okay. The thing I want to see more than anything is I want to see a smile on a player's face when the game's over.
We want to come down to the dressing room and see the same thing.
Right, in a good humor, and I think we're going to do it.
I think so too, Coach. I tell you what, Vanderbilt is the opposition at Bryant-Denny Stadium next Saturday afternoon, and I hope you'll be there to help the Crimson Tide sink those Commodores. Good luck, Coach.
Okay.
There's got to be some somewhere.
Yeah, well.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week at this same time.